You will earn the respect of all if you begin by earning the respect of yourself. Don't expect to encourage good deeds in people conscious of your own misdeeds. Imagine being the target of obvious disrespect, a verbal assault designed to destabilize you. The heat rises to your cheeks and your heartbeat quickens, and you are on the verge of losing your temper for a split second. But then you realize that you are calmly navigating through the storm as the master of your own ship. You are a follower of Stoicism, a philosophy as solid as the age-old marble it originated from. This way of thinking helps you to see disrespect for what it is, a moral assessment of your character. You are not a leaf blown about by the thoughts of others. Instead, you follow the teachings of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, perceiving the other person's disrespect as a reflection of their character rather than your own value. In this video, I'll discuss 10 Stoic lessons that are guaranteed to gain you respect from everyone. Watch till the end as the last lesson integrates all of this knowledge, securing your route to Stoic resilience. Establish clear boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is a fundamental act of self-respect as well as self-care. It's about having a clear understanding of the kinds of actions you will not tolerate in your life and communicating those boundaries to other people. Consider yourself steering a ship with firm and definite direction as the captain. You wouldn't let the waves decide how you should go. In the same way, you shouldn't let other people decide how to treat you. You can maintain your composure and adhere to your principles in the face of disrespect from others, much like a captain who does not waver despite the seas crashing against their ship. When you set and maintain clear boundaries, you send a strong message that your integrity is unassailable. This technique also emphasizes how deeply you recognize your own needs and desires. It upholds the cornerstone of all wholesome relationships by fostering an atmosphere of understanding and respect for one another. When you respect your own boundaries, you set an example for others and help them understand the importance of these limits. Think introspectively. Reflecting about oneself during conflicts is not only sage, it's a Stoic approach to conflict management. This process isn't about assigning blame to yourself. It's about recognizing your place in the circumstance and how other people interpret your behavior. You can identify opportunities to change your strategy by reflecting within, making sure that your responses are consistent with the Stoic qualities you uphold. When you are treated disrespectfully, your reflection turns into a mirror that highlights both your weaknesses and your strengths. It's about establishing your fundamental beliefs and allowing them to guide your choices and behavior. This is not an act of passivity, it's a proactive approach to enhancing your reputation and earning the respect you deserve. Not only does this type of reflection end the current conflict, but it also strengthens your self-awareness fortress, making it impervious to disrespectful storms in the future. It's a step toward being not just heard, but also having your Stoic wisdom acknowledged and listened to. React reasonably, not emotionally. Being treated disrespectfully can cause one to react angrily or quickly. However, you simply fuel the flames when you lose your calmness. What if, instead, you used your inner stoicism to draw strength and courage to lead you? Wisdom is practical. It is not about highbrow ideals. It involves coming up with clever, occasionally unconventional solutions. If you occasionally find yourself acting out of emotion and not reason, you might want to change that. And our content is all you need. We are a community of people on a path towards self-growth physically and especially spiritually and emotionally. Subscribe now and become a part of us. Courage isn't just necessary in battlefields. We also need it when things get tough, and we need to voice our truth in a composed and firm manner. It takes time, a lot of perseverance and courage to master your responses when emotions are running high. But this is the kind of strength that commands respect and resolves difficult circumstances guilt-free. Maintain your composure. Your initial reaction to being disrespected can be to lash out. However, there's a more effective tactic: standing your position with composed assurance. This is not about capitulating. It all comes down to making the decision to stay calm in the face of hostility from others. Consider it mental shielding. You continue to be calm, safe, and prepared to respond, not react. When you respond, you do so with the kind of understanding and clarity that may transform disagreement into a point of agreement. You realize that a person's harsh comments are frequently merely reflections of their own struggles and not your character. Maintaining your composure not only allows you to dodge a bullet, but it also opens up a path out of the conflict. Learn how to accept. Acceptance goes beyond simple resignation. It involves actively engaging with reality. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it is a useful life guide. How can acceptance provide you greater control, respect, and dignity as you navigate the world? Recognizing that the world will behave independent of your feelings is the first step in the process. When you accept this, you become stronger and more resilient to life's turbulence. Imagine remaining unaffected by the whirlwind of thoughts and deeds surrounding you. What if you could withstand the chaos while remaining true to your own principles? There is so much power in knowing that your value is something you own and not something that belongs in anyone else's pocket. Self-control is a hallmark of your path. As someone who values the Stoic approach, being disrespected might put your Stoic resolve to the test. When faced with it, you have two options. Either respond with the same disrespectful energy or show rich composure and a well-tempered spirit. There is a lot of wisdom in keeping the respect you've earned for yourself, not allowing other people's transient disdain get in the way. Use disrespect as a prompt to stay true to your personal excellence. This way, respect comes to you naturally, without you having to ask for it. In this regard, every instance of disrespect is a chance to further establish your image as a man of unwavering virtue. However, there's a thin line in the spectrum of acceptance between admitting the existence of outside influences and actually becoming passive. Being Stoic does not need passivity. It demands that you take complete control over your reactions, feelings, and choices within the confines of your own life. How a man controls himself is a better indicator of his character than how he does other people. Respect results from a constant application of Stoic ideals. It goes beyond simply not being offended by rudeness. It's about having such confidence in your principles and decisions that disrespect can no longer affect you. Practice forgiveness. When it comes to Stoicism, genuine strength is characterized by forgiving. Forgiveness is not about brushing off wrongs as unimportant or nodding in agreement with disrespect. It's about deliberately letting go of the bad feelings that can undermine your well-being. By forgiving others, you are not displaying weakness. Rather, you are taking control of your emotions and guiding them away from resentment, which could set you back. Consider forgiving someone as a calculated move in the chess game of life. It's a deliberate choice to protect your mental wall from outside influences, keeping your mind occupied and unbroken. You don't preserve your dignity by harboring resentment, but by letting it go. This does not invite further disrespect, but shows that you are in control of your responses. By forgiving others, you're doing more than simply getting over a single disrespectful act. You're creating an atmosphere that promotes respect and growth both inside and outside of yourself. This dedication to forgiving others is an investment in your mental well-being and creates the foundation for more respectful, productive relationships. It's a very obvious message. You are the creator of your respect and the custodian of your feelings. Be understanding. Empathy is more than simply a catchphrase. When things go hard, this is your go-to tactic for forging closer, more durable relationships with people. It's about learning to view things from their perspective, even when they're being critical of you. Realize that every person faces unique challenges, And occasionally, those challenges have less than optimal knock-on effects. You can bear the heat with a cool head and a generous heart if you put yourself in their shoes. This isn't an excuse for inappropriate behavior. It's important to know where it's coming from so that you can respond with love and awareness rather than just tolerance. Use humor as a weapon. Within the fabric of interpersonal relationships, a thoughtful quip or a kind smile might function as a comforting salve for strained emotions. Stoicism instills in us the importance of remaining composed, and sometimes a little humor is all that's needed to maintain that calmness. It takes expertise to know when to bring humor into a conversation. This ability has the power to change the course of a potentially heated exchange. Imagine yourself in a heated debate or unpleasant meeting. Tension is high in the air. Now, what if you insert a moment of humor rather than heightening the tension? Or if your smile acts as a silent sign of goodwill? You demonstrate power and wisdom when you decide to spread positivity rather than allowing negativity to consume you and others around you. But it's important to tread carefully when navigating the subtleties of humor. The intention is to calm down the unnecessarily serious nature of the situation, not to invalidate it. A well-timed joke can serve as a helpful reminder to all parties involved that at the end of the day, we're all fallible human beings with flaws and follies. A smile can also be an effective weapon, a means of bridging rather than widening gaps. It has no financial cost, yet its impact may be immeasurable. When you smile, you're doing more than just being kind. You are sending a stoic message that you are unwavering, that you value unity above strife, and that positivity triumphs over pettiness. For you, the stoic practitioner in your prime, this cheer choice is your subliminal declaration of power. Being amiable and approachable in the face of hardship is a testimonial to your character in a society where respect is hardly easily earned. Use this straightforward yet effective tool in your next challenge. Let humor be your weapon and a smile your shield going forward. Learn how to respond, not react. When someone disrespects you, you may feel an almost overpowering flood of feeling that compels you to reply instantly. However, there is great power in pushing back against this early upsurge. A key component of Stoic practice is pausing to establish a crucial gap between stimuli and response. It is in this gap that wisdom exists. It enables you to collect your thoughts in order to be consistent with your values and to make a decision that represents the kind of person you want to be, not just in the heat of the moment, but throughout the whole story of your life. This deliberate pause is a rearming, not a retreat. In that tranquil place, you evaluate the situation with the serenity of a sage and the insight of a philosopher. When you finally decide to say or do something, you respond in a measured, regret-free manner. By maintaining this practice, you make sure that you don't add to the confusion and noise, but rather that you rise above it and become an example for people to follow. It becomes a transforming practice when you use this technique in your interactions. It enhances your reputation as a man of poise and dignity, one who handles even the most difficult situations with the steady hand of an experienced captain. Your cool head becomes your shield, your power, and your ability to command respect in a world where people tend to act first and think later. Change your perception. For the Stoic heart, adopting an aerial perspective is a transforming approach. It entails rising above the conflict and gaining perspective to see past the current instability. This heightened viewpoint is essential. It goes beyond simply weathering the storm. It's about realizing that the storm will pass, just like everything else. Think of a difficult situation where you are against tough odds, the pressure is on, and emotions are running high. When you turn your attention from the storm's eye to the skies above, you instantly realize the vastness of the universe, the transient nature of your situation, and the little but important role you play within it. This isn't about downplaying your emotions or the circumstances, it is about contextualizing them. You disarm rage and retaliation the moment you shift your viewpoint, understanding that conflict is temporary gives you the ability to respond to it with enduring wisdom rather than ephemeral passion. Instead of being a leaf blown by the wind, you make a deliberate decision to move through life as an experienced sailor who understands that while the wind cannot be controlled, the sails can be adjusted. As we delve deeper into this socially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually transformative journey, your path to greatness unfolds with each video. See you on the next one.